So I want to again touch on desires for just a moment. Last time we were together, you did the be, do, have exercise. Knowing what you really desire is critical because it is absolutely possible to create the life you want. You might have to push past some fears and some limiting beliefs to discover what you really want, not what your parents or your partner or your boss or your kids want from you. What do you want? Virtually everyone feels they don't have permission to lead their own lives and be who they are. I believe that we are all called to keep the appointment with our soul or inner self. And if we ignore the summons, I believe that the universe or cosmic law, or however you think of a higher power, will keep this insistent invitation coming again and again until you finally master the lesson. Sometimes these insistent wake-up calls show up as pretty big disruptions. And often it takes something major to awaken us and jolt us loose. When this happens, our ego gets reminded, hey, you're not completely in control here. It might be an unexpected promotion opportunity that would require you to completely blow up your current life. And while part of you wants to do it, the other part wants to run in the other direction. Or maybe it's a calling that's a vivid frustration around the status quo that you just can't take anymore. Or you have a powerful vision about what could be, where you really resonate and you think this work is mine to do. Often the disruption is undesirable. You find yourself sitting on an exam table in a paper gown in the doctor's office waiting for a biopsy result. You get evicted, or you have a wreck, or you break your arm. And our lack of control in these moments humbles us, and that teaches us to release resistance to what is, and maybe take a deep breath in the middle of the disruption and say, oh, I guess I'm supposed to be learning a life lesson here. Maybe in this one, I will finally learn more about how I respond to difficulty or situations outside of my control. I've done enough coaching to see that many times people ignore these recurring patterns, and they ignore the small and the medium wake-up calls. And now I believe that should we require some kind of catastrophic event for transformation, it can be cosmically arranged. So when you do the deep inner work and you deeply examine your desires and your patterns, you make a decision to begin to have a more conscious life and a more complex understanding of yourself and your amazing life. And you begin to see, oh wow, I really have had some interesting experiences and a great path, and I can't wait to see how I grow and evolve next. Everybody's life story is amazingly rich and poignant, with all kinds of opportunities to grow. I love the poem by Anais Nin that says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Suddenly you begin to see the larger story of your life. Look at this, with this life challenge, I grew spiritually. I earned this growth through my own experiences and my own reflections. You can access this field of unlimited possibilities in meditation. When you meditate regularly, you begin to have access to more of your potential. And when you bring your hidden potential to life, you're being creative. You are cultivating a creative response to life. The highest use of creativity is to create the life you want. This brings freshness and renewal every day. By accessing your creativity, you've learned you can always find a way to get unstuck. At any moment, you have free choice to respond to your circumstances. You can always remember to access your creative potential. It's your birthright as a human. To begin a more creative way of life, tell yourself, I am always free to respond to this challenge, this situation at the highest level. I can be creative in how I respond to this. I always have a choice. My teacher, Terry Octana, says that embodying as a human being is something we do in order to learn lessons, unfold more potential, and grow into our wisdom. Learning lessons takes time and often repetition. It can feel like a Groundhog's Day of repeated patterns. And while nobody can learn the lessons for you, I believe you're never alone. I believe that there are many loving beings supporting us and watching, making sure that we have the best chance of learning our lessons and getting it done for our best and highest good. So one way to live a more creative life is to seize each new day as a beginning, not comparing it to the past. Everything that happened in the past is an illusion. Release it. Let it go. Stop being stuck in old ways of thinking. Your creative self is always present inside you, waiting to be called on. It's been there within you your whole life. As I've said many times, meditation and creating helps you tap into that inner wisdom. As you free your inner artist, you discover that self-limiting beliefs start to dissolve and fall away. The natural expression of joy, love, and creativity begins to bloom in your life. Remember the mantras we've learned in class. I always have access to my inner creativity. I find joy in creative living. I can always cultivate a creative response to whatever challenge life throws at me. The level of your joy is connected to how deeply you live your truth. Allow yourself to only have the greatest expectation of the joy and creativity you can have in your life. It doesn't mean you have to write a symphony or create a masterpiece. Maybe what you create won't hang in the Louvre, but your work is a powerful symbol that you can live a creative life. Creative living means connecting with the thing that's most inherently valuable with you. As I've said, I love the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. She says a creative life is an amplified life, a happier life, an expanded life. Living like this, bringing forth your best, feeling free to respond to what life brings us at the highest level is the most fulfilling kind of creativity. And she reminds us, one true thing that everyone knows about creativity and loves about it is that being creative doesn't feel like work. Anytime you have that feeling of lightness and joy and flow, that's a creative moment. Your higher creative self is right there within you all the time, hoping you will take a few minutes and play. Find that outlet for expression. What are the moments in life you enjoy the most? What if you stopped struggling? What would happen if you got out of the habit of low expectations? If you realize you deserve joy, abundance, appreciation, grace? Accessing your creativity doesn't mean you have to paint like Michelangelo. Creativity is inherent in everyone's consciousness. It gives everyone access to unlimited love, joy, appreciation, grace, fulfillment in limitless amounts within your consciousness. Recognize your creative self as a helper, a trusted ally, a guide. Gilbert reminds us to pay attention to your at your best moments, when you laugh or you feel joy bubble up inside you, when you feel love or appreciation or awe, or you have an idea or you create something that brings you a moment of joy. And then you begin to realize, oh, this is the me I want to have around more often. This gives you a glimpse into your pure awareness where creativity has a source. Leading a more creative life starts right now. Just let your creative self rise to the surface. Cultivate that creative response to life. It's there. If your work isn't ready to hang in the Louvre, that's okay. Find something you love about it. And I'd love to see it on our shared page.